Hey, yo, wait, hold up. Since 1913, our purchasing power has gone down over 98%. And it's even more weird that same year, the Federal Reserve was created, which is not federal nor have reserves. Interesting. Question. So this private bank, which is a private entity owned by other banks, they loan out the money and make us pay interest on that money that they loan out. Why do we pay taxes if they just print up the money? Everything's a scam. Hey, yo, wait, hold up. Down over 98%. And it's even more weird that same year, the Federal Reserve was created, which is not federal nor have reserves. Interesting. Question. So this private bank, which is a private entity owned by other banks, they loan out the money and make us pay interest on that money that they loan out. Why do we pay taxes if they just print up the money?
The paper trail. Let's go, 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 go. For the love of money, niggas come around. For the love of money, some stay around. For the love of money, what a nigga will do. For the love of the money, yeah. I gotta shake it 12 at night to 5 in the morning. They don't give a fuck now. If it's for the money, niggas gon' bark and they bite like a motherfucking dog. Gotta party like a motherfucking dog. For that cat, I am gon' roof and I'm barking at that cat, and I am gon' take the roof off when I'm riding that ride. Rip, leaning to the left, but I'm steady on the only right. I'm swerving with a purpose, sipping on that purple. A nigga been cheaping on that purple. Cause I'm getting money. I'm getting money. Cause I'm getting money. And I'm laughing all the way to the motherfucking bank. And I'm telling her, tell me later if she thinking what I'm thinking. Damn me getting money.
Hey everyone, welcome back to News Girls. I'm Mabel. And I'm Ren. And like all of you, we have been out of the war with Iran. And there's so much that we think the mainstream media is just not covering enough of. So today we put together a roundup of really important, really dark, yet some of them are so stupid, updates that we think you really need to know. So it's been almost a week since the US attacked Iran, and even though it looks like this war could go on for a long time, apparently recent reports are saying until September, which is crazy. The Pentagon is saying that we're already running out of weapons. Which is literally just started. No, I know, it's insane, but according to the Wall Street Journal, we're running out of weapons, artillery, and interceptors, which is a big problem. Apparently we're burning through so many of them because all of the Iranian missiles and drones that are coming towards the US. And what's interesting is that Iran might know that we're in this position because reportedly they've been sending out really low-flying, cheap one-way drones our way to potentially force the US to use up all of its interceptors. So this could potentially be a strategy. Where did all of our tax dollars go? Like, if this is true, we need an investigation. The military has the most insane budget. It's like ridiculously high. And yet they can't even sustain a week of a war. What was all that for? Yeah, and apparently...
Yes. 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 You hear us? All of us people should be asking this question. Where the fuck is my tax dollar going? What is it costing you guys to go over there? We don't know what the fuck is going on from over here, really. There's a lot of AI generated firecracker videos being put out there. You don't know what's real and what's not. All we know is that the Yacubian drop was well scripted. Epstein, aka Ghostwriter, aka Baby YACUB, head there, boy. Bang bang. That's what's going down. We know this guy's an epic writer. This is all his story. This is all theater going on. That backdrop of the Yacubian drop is all theater as well, scripted, to make sure that they can have our minds in so many different spots. Mind you, everybody just got out of home lockdown for fucking 2 years, aka the Billy Gates virus. I don't give a fuck. This shit is in the files. The nigga did this shit on purpose. No, man, no, no. So can we all sign paper to get our paper? Somebody should be taking the court over this. What is going up? Or what's going down? Epstein, aka Ghostwriter, aka Baby YACUB, hear that boy, Mobalicious, Boxcar, Boy Gang. Yeah. Where's our money? It ain't ours, as you can see. Whose money is it? Whose money is it? The not federal, not reserved. Yeah, I'm saying, whose money is it anyway? Huh? YACUB's. Whose? YACUB's. Whose is it? YACUB's. And where was your antennas? Talking about, can we get our tax dollars back? What y'all doing? We ain't getting shit back. You know why? You know why? We don't own the money. You ain't own the money. You don't own the money. Ain't yours. Nachos with fucking side of cheese. Yeah. It ain't yours. nachos with a side of cheese. Yeah. That's why you're paying for. Yeah. You ever seen the movie Timeless? I think it is with Justin Timberlake with the beeper running out on his arm and shit. You ever seen the movie Limitless? Well, bitch, I done took that motherfucking pill, bitch, and I see what you motherfuckers up to. The Yacubian drop, scripted. The Yacubian drop is definitely scripted. They're making it up as they go because that's why they can redact shit. They can redact it because they can make it up now, fill it in as to the time frame of today. It's almost like fill in the blanks. Look, Epstein is still writing this story in modern day time. We know that wasn't him in there. And we know that ain't her in there either. Man, stop playing games with us. And all of a sudden, now the backdrop is WWE matches all over. Uh, I'm calling fuckery at its finest. Indubitably. Yeah. So I don't even want the tax dollar back. I want these guys to drop like flies at a Mississippi barbecue after being swatted. What are we talking about? You know you're not getting no tax dollar back. I don't care what petition we sign. What law. If you ain't running these offices, if you're voting for people to go decide your fate, uh, yeah. You gonna be the one left without that gray poupon. Indubitably. Bang.
We need an investigation. The military ridiculously high, and yet they can't even sustain a week of a war. What was all that for?
Yeah, and apparently they're going to ask Congress potentially for even more money because of the fact that this war is going to last for so long. So it's crazy because experts are warning, like, we need these interceptors for the future too, for like other threats, maybe against China or who knows what other wars Trump might start. And apparently it takes a really long time to build an interceptor, like apparently 2 years. So if we just run out of them, that is obviously such a national security threat to us.
I'm just looking at the military so differently now. Like, what happened to we have the greatest military ever known to man on earth, and
Everybody's woke now, Epstein, aka the ghostwriter, aka baby YACUB head ass boy. Everybody ain't sleep, player. Everybody didn't take that juice. Yeah. All of this part of your big ass playground play. I told you, motherfuckers. If you don't give me $100 million by sunset, bitch, I'm telling everybody, you and your crew of my malicious boxcar boy gang boys. Look, we not playing with you cats. We know, like I said, man, like the war a day, the war is costing 8 billion to 9 to 10 billion a day to fight. So whether it's AI generated photos and videos that we're getting or not, well, like I said, these people were already in an exhibition game out there shooting paintballs and rockets at each other's. Anyway, they want to see how these rockets work. Why would you build all these rockets and you never get to shoot them, huh? Why would they make all the bullets and the guns if you niggas don't want to go out there and be thugs? Silly ass, they for you to use. So if you just let them sit in the cage and nobody really wants to fight, that company has lost money. Yeah, the oligarchy has probably going to just come out and start doing it themselves. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, wait a minute. This is how you get population control all up in it. That's what's going up. Hey, we got to stay 10 toes down. Check it. Again, I always wanted to say, hey, man, I want my tax dollars back. Why are we spending our No, you got to get rid of that Federal Reserve. Sweep that motherfucker up under the rug and step the fuck on it. Yeah. We
we gotta. As you can see, other people are waking up also to this, and so I would say about 10 years ago to actually have these other ethnic groups that are in America ruling America. The ethnic group that rules the governmental system in America is starting to wake up to this as well too. Not just us now being quiet in the corner trying to say, "Hey, look what's going on here." We ain't standing behind Africa on this shit. We all American in on it. I guarantee you, give it a year. That Federal Reserve is out of here. They're trying to make a backdrop for it because they know that we're starting to pick up on this Federal Reserve scam game. So I don't give a fuck if they come. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know they can hear you and see you. Yeah, I don't give a. I don't. You tell that motherfucker, Bobby. When you see that motherfucker, Bobby, tell that motherfucker, Bobby, you owe me $100 million. Yeah, yeah, that's what you tell them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Cut that shit out. We just need to cut the goddamn head of the snake off. Cut the tail off too. Cut them both. Matter of fact, set the motherfucker fire. Burn it. Now take that back. Take garlic and a steak. Yeah, that's what we gonna do. If we want our life to be better, garlic and a steak. And we ain't talking food on a plate.
Years. So if we just run out of them, that is obviously such a national security threat to us.
I'm just looking at the military so differently now. Like, what happened to we have the greatest military ever known to man on earth, and like capable of things you can't even fathom.
No, but in that vein, you would think, okay, even if we are running out of weapons, Iran is probably so limited in its resources compared to us. Like, even if we can't last that long, they shouldn't be able to last even half as long. But apparently, there is a fear that Iran might be helped out by Russia and China. There's reports that Beijing might sell Iran sophisticated missiles that could target American aircraft carriers. So they might have some support in that kind of way, which can make them maybe outlast the US. And like you're saying, Trump has been saying that we could fight this war forever. He's been truth socialing that American munitions are virtually unlimited. But the Pentagon is saying that they're worried about this. And on top of that, obviously, the war is insanely expensive. The Guardian has said in the first few days of war, the US has already spent $2 billion a day.
This next story is genuinely one of the craziest things that I've ever had to say on the show. So, Mabel, buckle up. A military commander, so US military commander, told a group of his officers that Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon. And
Trumpers. So now you got a dumbass liaison calling you baby Jesus. Now we got a third Jesus in this goddamn Yacubian drop files. Now we got another goddamn Jesus. This Jesus and this Allah WWE match. I told you motherfuckers, take that shit to another faraway land. I'm talking about on another motherfucking land. I'm talking about ain't in the actual atmosphere of this motherfucking land. I'm talking about like, can you shoot yourself in put yourself in some rockets, basically, and shoot your motherfucking self to the Mars place that don't exist out there. You figure deal. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me tell you something. It's got to be more than $2 billion a day that they're spending on this AI generated WWE match that is well scripted, playing parts. Now, we've only heard of like 4 to 6 so-called Americans. When I saw their pictures, that's why I'm saying so-called Americans, United States citizens being hit. So so still the number is still at 6 to me as far as like because again this is all AI generated we don't know what is the story and not right now. All I know is that on the backdrop you got this digital currency. So the Federal Reserve is trying to go like Bitcoin on your ass, basically. So in the back door, they backdoor in the back door. So if they kill a dollar, guess what? They done had a baby. The baby is Bitcoin. The baby is XRP. The baby is that blockchain. The baby tokenization. Okay, so that's what they're doing. It's still a part of this big ass eugenics genetic. Man, these people are so ahead of time with this script. Like we catching up, mustard. Like we catching up, mustard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Show. So Mabel, buckle up. A military commander, so US military commander, told a group of his officers that Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and like beckon Jesus's return to earth.
That's insane. They're literally using religion as a justification for this random war.
No, like it actually sounds so insane. I didn't even want to take it seriously at first because it just sounds like a loony like conspiracy, but it isn't, because this was actually straight from a complaint that was filed by an officer to a religious freedom watchdog group called since this Iran strike started. So over 200
So this
officers.
is this like the messaging? Like this is like the messaging that they're clearly being exposed to. That's like so scary.
Apparently alive. It's apparently very pervasive. This commander that I just quoted.
Now you can't have Epstein, aka the ghostwriter, aka baby YACUB head ass boy. You can't have one of his stories without Jesus. I mean, Jesus. You can't have one of his stories without bringing in the ultimate story, which brings us to this story. You gotta have the Bible. You gotta have the Bible. You can't leave out Jesus, Jesus. You can't leave out their important figure behind their important figure. And then you have the Allah and the Quran. So you got the Bible and Jesus. You got Allah and the Quran. So these two motherfuckers gotta come out. They gotta make sure they stay forefront. And whoever God wins, motherfucker. Who man, my God pushed your God down. Well, watch what my God do. My God gonna take out one of your ears. Yeah, yeah, just weird shit. Like it's about to go numb. Cause mind you, the Trump files just dropped. I'm gonna call these the Trump files right here for right now. Now we're gonna keep them at trumpets. The trumpets files just dropped a new batch. They said they had like 48,000 that dropped where a lot of them with Trump's names in it. Come on, man. Come on. So he go out there and start playing in the playground, sliding down the slide and shit, and now you drop more? The Yacubian drop is the drop of the millennium. Again, the reason why they kept saying 2012 was going to be the end of the world was because that was the 99th year, the 99th year to what? The Federal Reserve. Remember, it started 1913, so 2012 would have been a 99-year term, and they renewed it. Did they renew the Federal Reserve, or is it indefinitely on that 100th year? Hmm? I got 99 problems. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ironically, you got 99 problems. Well, bitch, I ain't got no problem. You on your ass, Mr. Postman.
that this book of Revelation in the Bible referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. The watchdog group that is getting all of these complaints from soldiers said that a lot of them talk about how the commanders are delighted by how graphic the battle will be and zero in on how bloody all of this will no, like it actually sounds so insane. I didn't even want to take it seriously at first because it just sounds like a loony like conspiracy, but it isn't, because this was actually straight from a complaint that was filed by an officer to a religious freedom watchdog group called Military Religious Freedom Foundation, or MRFF. And they have gotten more than 200 of these complaints since this Iran strike started. So over 200
so
officers.
Is this like the messaging? Like this is like the messaging that they're clearly being exposed to. That's like so scary.
Apparently alive. It's apparently very pervasive. This commander that I just quoted urged officers to tell all the troops that this was all part of God's divine plan. And he specifically referenced the book of Revelation in the Bible, referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. The watchdog group that is getting all of these complaints from soldiers said that a lot of them talk about how the commanders are delighted by how graphic the battle will be and zero in on how bloody all of this will become, because biblically, like it's supposed to be this like bloody, like apocalyptic, literally like causing an Armageddon. And in order to fulfill it, it has to be like this like graphic bloody thing. And that's what lines up with like fundamentalist, like Christian end of the world theology. And that's what, like, that is how like people in our military commanders are framing what is happening right now.
That's so disgusting, especially because Trump has been truth socialing how the Iranian regime and government is so radical. They're so Islamic. They're so sick and religious. Like he's been like making that point so much. But the fact that this kind of messaging is making its way through high ranks of militaries is crazy, because we're doing the same thing.
No, it's such a good point. Like what's so disturbing about this too is that means they're preparing for so much loss of life on the US side too. And it's the first thing about it. Like, yeah, lives will be lost. Like we've lost 4 so far, but like war is gruesome. And it was
Yeah. I'm gonna be like this. I don't even think you should be in a WWE match if you have your gods. Both of y'all gods should fight it out. Like Jesus should go up against WWE match against Allah. Why are you intertwining yourself within this spiritual battle? Why are you putting your physical body into this? If this is a Jesus comeback story and an Allah story, well, let them two motherfucking invisible people battle this shit out. Then yeah. See, that's how I know you using that as a goddamn cover story to this book you done wrote with this Yacubian drop right here. So Yacub wanted everybody to know he's the ultimate motherfucker that need the garlic in the steak. Yeah. I'm the ultimate. I started this shit, bitches. I've been around for 200 years, bitches. Shit. You motherfuckers are. Yeah. Anywho, all I'm saying is that this story is straight from the pen of Yacub. You motherfuckers call him Jeffrey Epstein. The motherfucker's name is a Yacub, aka the Ghostwriter, aka Baby Yacub head ass boy. Now, so they're making this a whole Jesus thing. They're trying to put this propaganda story out here. It was probably one person that sent that message in and said, "Hey, your boy going crazy. He's talking about Jesus. They making us pray over Trump." and shit at the before we start our political meetings. Like, I think something's going on. We ain't never prayed before starting a bullshit meeting. So something's definitely going on. I think they think Trump is like Jesus or something. You might want to check into it. It was probably one person. And he's probably the whistleblower on purpose for this shit to actually explode. Now they saying like 200 people may have said, "You ain't got 200 people that was at the prayer." Yeah, I mean, yeah, what? This is just theater at its finest. Yeah, 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 yeah. And like I said, a lot of these WWE matches where they were supposed to be an exhibition anyway, out there. Like 72 different countries were already in an exhibition, including your boy Iran, including your boy Iran. So, look, don't be too shocked to see that Iran is also part of this whole script. I'm telling you, your boy Tyler Perry. I mean, your boy Yakub. Your boy Yakub is a hell of a writer. No pun intended.
Stuck out to me even in Hegseth's when Hegseth announced the first 4 like US soldiers died. He was so blasé about it. Like, yeah, lives will be lost. Like, we've lost 4 so far, but like war is gruesome. And it was like, even if you don't feel it, at least pretend like to mind if you're very acceptable
That war is worth it. That's insane in 2026.
Yeah. Important to keep in mind that the Constitution and the military code both prohibit against inserting religious beliefs into military instruction or messaging. So this is completely against the law.
Okay. And so have you seen how well thought the way that they've been posting about this war?
Oh, no, like just because they're talking about how it affects them and they're like stuck somewhere.
No, it's literally worse. So apparently there's all of these like viral videos going around of travel influencers who are like partying while taking videos of missiles basically flying through the air and explosions happening. There is this viral video of an influencer who was at like the Fairmont in Dubai at a fancy party, and he literally is posting this video of a missile flying, but then the DJ is still playing music and everyone is dancing, and there's like another video like that from a yacht party.
Meters away from us. Look at this. That is the Fairmont Hotel in Dubai. Oh my god. Oh my.
I mean, okay, talk about not grasping the like severity of a situation at all.
No, it's just being very with how people in the country are reacting to war, because there's obviously so many people that are in the UAE.
Iran has already caused to U.S. forces in this war. The biggest blow came in Qatar. Iranian, the early warning radar near Al Udeid, a system worth around $1.1 billion. Next comes the U. Do you know how much damage Iran has already caused to U.S. forces in this war? The biggest blow came in Qatar. Iranian drones damaged the early warning radar near Al Udeid, a system worth around $1.1 billion. Next comes the UAE. Strikes destroyed a THAAD-2 radar, valued at nearly $500 million. Then Kuwait. A friendly fire shot down 3 F-15 Strike Eagle jets, worth almost $300 million. And in Bahrain, Iranian strikes damaged a key U.S. satellite communications terminal. Not only that, Iranian attacks have damaged infrastructure at several regional U.S. air bases. Analysts now estimate about $2 billion in U.S. equipment losses. so far. But the spending doesn't stop there. The United States is burning close to $1 billion every single day to sustain this war. And here comes the deadliest loss. More than 600 U.S. personnel have lost their lives in this conflict.
So there's a document in this brand new March Epstein file. So there's a document in this brand new March Epstein file drop that claims that Jeffrey Epstein was sexually abused as a child. Last night, the DOJ dropped 3 FBI interviews of a woman who claims that Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump sexually abused her when she was 13 years old. We cover the disturbing allegations against Trump in this video, so check that out. But there's a part of this interview that nobody is talking about, and if it's true, it gives us a lot of insight into young Epstein. So this is from that newly released FBI interview. It says, on one occasion, Jane Doe asked Epstein why he, Epstein, does those things to me. Epstein responded by disclosing he had been molested as a child by a boy in his family and possibly his aunt. Then it says Jane Doe thought the boy was either an uncle or a cousin. He definitely mentioned abuse by both a male and female. Then she says Epstein was starting to say intimate things about himself. He was sharing, and it began to make her feel like she had some of the power. She continues to talk about this dynamic. She says, reflecting on the interactions she had with Epstein up to that point, Jane Doe advised that while she continued to be sexually abused by him, she began to feel like Epstein trusted her. The situation was still horrific, but she began to feel important. He knew she was keeping his secrets, specifically the things he said in front of her. And so we decided to look into Epstein's background because we really don't know much about his family. These are his parents, Seymour and Pauline. Of course, we know he has a brother, Mark Epstein, who Jeffrey was pretty close with. But for the most part, Jeffrey Epstein's life before he became this wealthy financier.
I do not think those are his parents. The daddy head is not fucking jug-headed. Their mom head is not jug-headed. Neither one of them have that chin either. They've made this background for this guy. I even think that's an AI photo. Neither one of the parents look like him. This is a marvelous boxcar boy. I'm telling you, no. It would be great to see his parents, see that story from that side as well, which I saw. I did a little research on it, and these are not his parents. I don't give a when nobody says, I don't give a hot damn. So they've made this guy up a background just like they rewrote history in the 18, 17, and 1600s and made up all those characters. Starting with Christopher Columbus, dumbass. Motherfucker, you didn't know where you were? Because you didn't go there. With your dumbass in that dumbass story. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, we see these guys are writing stories as the story goes also, even though they got a foundational story that they're going to stick to because now they have the Federal Reserve to back them. Without the money, you wouldn't believe them. But with the money and those guys being the owner of the money and you are having to pay to use their money, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be hard for you guys to actually find truth if you're still stuck on the money trail. You know what I'm saying? If the money trail is all you're trying to have in life, that success of being wealthy with money, and that's how they're winning. They're winning by buying islands and letting us see how it is to buy an island or buying all this nice shit. You look forward to trying to reach that level rather than having your own land, feeding you and your family. Look, I'm not far away from that. I live in the city now. I came from the country, so it's easy to get away from you being able to be self-sustained and have somebody sustain yourself for you. That is what the Federal Reserve is meant to do. Have you not to be self-sustaining and rely on us, motherfuckers. Hey, I'm telling you right now, not only do you need that garlic and the steak, you're going to have to cut the head off of this Federal Reserve system. Else it's a continuous cycle. It's a figure eight. Once you think you out, you get looped right back into the cycle. That is what's going on here. There's so many ways we can look at what's going on, but the main focus is to know that this is a story already pre-written. We're just characters or spectators. I'm trying to be neither. I don't want to be a character in these guys' play, and I don't want to be a spectator out there in the crowd. I'm not part of their audience. We should not be we should not be part of this audience. We need to find out how the fuck they broke down our mental status of being great ourselves. We don't need these diabolical, sadistic, so-called business suit wearing, smarter than everybody else in charge to know that we're great without these guys. How great are you? You great enough to vote for somebody else to run your life? Hmm? Do you know that man? Or did you know him? Or you just knew him? Yeah. You on your Billy Ray Clinton and purple suit wearer shenanigans? Huh? Talking about they ain't know that man. They just knew him, huh? That what you on right now? No. We not letting these get away with this shit. I'm on your motherfucking neck. Hold up.
I wish I was wrong, but on February 27th, Iran agreed to the United States bomb them.
Over the past 36.
Okay, we got business suit wearer. A business suit wearer. You think he's smarter than you because he got on a suit and tie? Huh? You think Trumpet's smarter than you? Or is he richer than you? Could he be backed by the same people that print the money, you think? Could he be relatives to the people that actually own the Federal Reserve? So somebody owns that shit, huh? Think nobody owns that shit if you want to. Somebody is calling the shots. And somebody's loading it. And somebody's hitting that goddamn trigger with their finger. However it gets passed down, there is a tippy top. And they knew this guy was going to be part of their tippy top at a certain time. Not to mention, don't forget about your boy Bushy Wush, Daddy, who was head of the CIA turned president. Some shit they made up, the whole CIA shit, they had to make that shit up. This is all in the 1900s. All this shit is all happening in the 1900s. They were still figuring shit out. They figured out how to do magic tricks to make sure that the world was an illusion to you, so their Federal Reserve System. So right now what you're doing is living out an illusion that they've created for you, like creating history that you're walking through right now. So you're walking into a future with a created history for your past. Because if you think that they brought some African slaves from fucking Africa to start the Aboriginal community or the the real Indians, the black Indians here in America, you out your motherfucking cotton picking mind. Marvelicious Boxcar Boy Gang wrote that shit into play. I'm talking about the whole Federal Reserve System. Fuck it. I don't give up. I don't like these people. I ain't saying shit nice about them. You think they saying shit nice about your stupid ass? Bitch, I don't give a flying. What? No, we gotta chop the head off this Federal Reserve System. Stop. If we ain't making the laws, what we the people ain't making the laws. You voted for somebody to make the laws for you. Huh? They could traffic it into America and then you go to jail for moving it. are using it. Hmm? Yeah. Epstein, aka the ghostwriter, aka baby YACUB head ass boy. That's what's going on here. They tapped in because they know that money rules the world. Money makes the world go round. And again, you take away the Federal Reserve, guess what? The world is going to be flat again. The earth is going to be back to a flatter earth. Money makes the world spin. That whole theology, you take away the Federal Reserve, you take away all these hypotheses, all of these evolution stories that are just theories. You take away this WWE match that is half AI and half we don't know. They out there doing exhibitions. So how much of it is really AI videos? And then you're going to use the American so-called tax dollars to pay for reconstructing these people building that you done fucked up. You know you're gonna give money to Iran to rebuild everything, right? Hmm? And where is Iran getting this money from? Are they getting it from China? China's gonna give Iran some money to rebuild this shit. If you really over there dropping firecrackers, no, you're gonna get it from us. Us trumpets. Who the fuck you think you fooling in this motherfucking soup? I rip that boy, I will rip that motherfucker off of you. Yeah. You ain't fooling nobody. I ain't vote for your punk ass. I ain't vote for none of you punk asses. What do you think? What do you think? You think I'm a vote for you? You gonna do something for the people I am from? Hell, we at the bottom of your totem pole anyway, bitch. Yeah. And you're not Jesus, huh? You're not. Cut it out. It is a story. It is a sto- It is. Let me see you walk on water with your bitch ass, huh? Stop playing with these people.
Towers. The United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most overwhelming military offensives.
That means the US is now at war with a country of 92 million people. And that's what's happening right now. The question that I think we're all trying to understand is why? Because official explanation doesn't make any sense. The official explanation is this was not a regime change war, but their regime is gone. And that the nuclear program was the threat, but we already destroyed it 8 months ago with Operation Midnight Hammer. That Iran was about to attack the US because they had the capability to make nuclear weapons, but the Senate Intelligence Committee says they saw no evidence of any threat.
There was no imminent threat to the United States of America by the Iranians.
That's why all of this is so confusing, because nothing makes any logical sense. And that's why I wanted to make this video. Because the truth is that all of this is very logical, because it has been planned for the last 30 years. And I'm going to show you the 4 different power players that all wanted this to happen and what their interests actually are. If we follow the money far enough, we'll come to a theory that connects all of this. And that theory has to do with something called the control grid and power over the flow of money. So with that said, let me explain who this benefits, how this affects investors, and what the heck is happening. Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Andre Jick. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay for the geopolitical rabbit holes that keep me up at night. So let's talk about why this is happening beyond the official narrative that we're told about. There are 4 major theories that explain it. There's 4 interest groups, all with credible evidence. And let me just start with the elephant in the room, which is Israel. Okay, so why do people think Israel forced the US to go to war? Evidence number 1 is a video of Marco Rubio explaining why this happened.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed.
So Marco told Congress, we knew there was going to be an Israeli action, so we struck preemptively. He's saying Israel was going to do this no matter what. And once Israel hit Iran, Iran was going to retaliate against the US by attacking US military bases. And because Israel made this inevitable choice, the US was forced into it as a preemptive action. Now, another piece of evidence is an incredible interview with a former CIA officer, John Kiriakou. I'll leave a link down below to the podcast, but John claims that Israel essentially gave the US an ultimatum. His words, Israel said to the US, bomb Iran's nuclear facilities or we will use our own weapons to do it.
The reason, though, I'm told, that Donald Trump decided to bomb Iran was that the Israelis said for the first time, if you don't bomb Iran to take out these deep bunkers, we're going to use nuclear weapons. And they had never threatened that before. And so Trump said, bombing Iran might actually save us from the start of World War III if it keeps the Israelis from using nuclear weapons.
That's the whole reason behind Operation Midnight Hammer, the initial strikes against Iran, which was to prevent World War III